Okay, now, so we go to second part for coordinates, which is learn about midpoint. So midpoint in the Cartesian coordinate system. Midpoint give you the meaning titik tengah. Okay, maknanya kita nak calculate where is the midpoint located. Okay, so contoh kat sini kita boleh determine the midpoint of straight line AB. Okay, by calculate the value of boxes here. Okay, so contoh dia kat sini, okay, awak tengok kita ada 8 units boxes. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 units ni kita bahagikan 2, so we get 4 units. Maknanya kalau dia ialah midpoint, okay, titik tengah, okay, jarak dia kiri dengan kanan akan sama. Okay, so now P, jarak dia kepada B ialah 4 units, jarak dia kepada A ialah 4 units. Okay, awak boleh fahamkan titik tengah, bila orang tu berada di tengah, maknanya jarak kiri dengan kanan dia sama. Okay, so that one, the answer here is B lah. Okay, not M and not Q. So now we go to second one, midpoint of straight line AB here. Okay, AB kat sini ialah D lah. Kalau ini, kalau masih ingat, ini adalah simbol untuk equal length. Okay, equal length. So kita akan pilih point D. Okay, so next, we get the question. P is the midpoint of the straight line AB. So we determine the coordinates P. P is the midpoint. So where is B? Okay, kalau tengok kat sini AB, kita ada point A dengan point B. Okay, so ambil dulu point A. Okay, tengok point A here is 1, 7, and then point B here is 5, 1. Okay, so ada cara dia, ada method dia kita nak determine the midpoint. Okay, method yang pertama, kita determine dulu the midpoint of AC and BC. Okay, determine dulu midpoint AB and BC. So, AC. So, AC here is, we have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So, here located the midpoint of AC. And then we determine the midpoint of BC. So, we have 1, 2, 1, 2. So, here is the midpoint of BC. Then, second step, we can construct perpendicular bisector of AC and of BC. Okay, perpendicular bisector ni is actually line dia. Awak lukis satu line yang membahagi kiri dan kanan dia sama length. Okay, awak ini boleh tengok balik lah macam mana cara nak lukis perpendicular bisector. Ataupun kalau saya lah, sebab kat sini kita dah boleh nampak clearly the line of midpoint of AC. So just draw saja. And then you draw pula pada BC. Ini sebab dia atas Cartesian plane tau. Kalau dia pada tak ada Cartesian plane macam ni, on blank paper kan, tak ada grid lines, so you susah lah, you nak tentukan betul-betul jarak tengah. Jadi yang tu memang you kena lukis perpendicular bisector by using the compasses. Okay, so yang ni you just make a line that located in the middle of AC and BC, and then the intersection, step 3 is the intersection between the perpendicular bisector, the line that you draw just now. Perpendicular bisector of AC and BC is the midpoint of the line AB. So this is the midpoint of AB. So therefore the point of P, the midpoint is 3, 4. Okay, so that is for the first method. Okay, kalau kata you tak nak guna perpendicular bisector, actually kita ada formula je, so don't worry. Okay, so to solve this problem, actually we have the formula for a midpoint. Okay, the midpoint formula is x1 plus x2. Okay, x1, x2 itu ialah coordinates tadi yang saya ada explain. Coordinates x, coordinates x yang pertama, coordinates x yang kedua, and then you coordinates y yang pertama plus coordinates y yang kedua, you bahagi 2. Okay, okay, so awak just ambil je formula tadi. Okay, formula ni awak ambil point. Okay, awak tengok point A is 2, 0. Okay, and then point B is 4. Okay, you punya prior knowledge, you punya prerequisite knowledge, you kena pandai baca coordinates tau. pandai baca coordinates pada point. Kalau you silap baca coordinates point, dia akan affect you formula, yang akan affect nak cari formula, nak cari midpoint, nak cari distance, but you dah salah ambil value points dia. So tolong take note lah about to reading the coordinates. So now which is 20. Kenapa A 20? Sebab A ni lies on the x-axis. So x, y dia adalah kosong. Jadi 20 and then B is 64. So you ambil formula tadi. Like say, mana-mana lah awak jadikan ni x1, y1 ke, ataupun this one x2, y2, ataupun you nak jadikan this one x1, y1, ataupun this one you nak jadikan x2, y2 pun boleh. Mana-mana. As long as kalau kata this one awak jadikan dia x1, so ini pun mesti y1. Dia tak boleh this one x1, tiba-tiba this one jadi y2. So salah. That is totally wrong. Ataupun B, midpoint B 64. This one nak jadikan x2 and this one y2. So tak boleh kalau you guna katalah x4. This one dijadikan x1, this one y2. This one is totally wrong. As long as pair dia mesti sama lah. Pasangan dia mesti sama. So, kita ambil 6 plus 2. Ataupun 2 plus 6 pun sama juga. And then you divide with 2. And then 4 plus 0 divide with 2. And then, so we get the midpoint here is 4, 2. Kan senang kerja bila you tahu formula. So, formula ni kena hafal. You have to memorize the formula. So next we go to the next question. Calculate the coordinates of the midpoint on the straight line AB given that point A is 2, 5 and then point B is 2, 1. So kalau kat sini, kalau you tengok sekali lalu, you dah nampak dah midpoint dia here is 3, located here which is 2, 3. Sebab apa? Memang this is a vertical line. Vertical line as coordinates dia akan sentiasa sama. So boleh tengok juga kat sini which is 2 and then 3 lah. You just calculate the distance here and then there should be equal. So actually you boleh guna juga formula. Formula which is x1 tambah dengan x2 bagi 2 ataupun y1 tambah y2 bagi 2. So ini kita refer kepada x coordinate. This one ialah y coordinates of midpoint. X coordinates midpoints of midpoint. And then this one ialah y coordinates of midpoint. So we get the midpoint AB is 2, 3. Next question. Calculate the coordinates of the midpoint on the straight line MN. So we have M here is 10, 7. We make it as x1, y1. And then point N is 4, y. We make it as x2, y2. So we substitute into the formula. And then we get the midpoint of MN is equal to 7, 4. So next we go to the solving problem for midpoint. The diagram shows the line PAQ on a Cartesian plane. So A is the midpoint of the line PQ. Determine the coordinates of P. So sekali ni dia terbalik. Dia bagi awak midpoint and then dia bagi salah satu coordinates. So you kena cari another one coordinates. So we determine it. So we have point for A is 0, 2. Kenapa 0, 2? Kenapa x is 0? Sebab this point A lies on the y-axis. Bila dia lies on y-axis, automatically the coordinates for x is equal to 0. Same to Q. Q dia lies on the x-axis. So bila lies on the x-axis, automatically y coordinates dia akan jadi kosong. So 2, 0. So kita dah ada 2, 0. And then kita nak cari, let's say this one as S1, Y1. So this one ialah X2, Y2. So kita masukkan dalam formula midpoint. Formula midpoint, which is X1 plus X2 divide by 2, Y1 plus Y2 we divide by 2. So we take the midpoint here, which is 0, 2. That one is the midpoint. Equate dengan x1 yang kita nak cari. Plus x2 divide by 2. And then y1 yang kita tak tahu tu lah kita nak cari dia. Plus x2 plus 0 divide by 2. Okay. Since this one, saya dah beritahu tadi, ini ialah x coordinates untuk midpoint, which is equal to 0. And then this part is the y coordinates of the midpoint, which is equal to 2. So, kita pecahkan dia. Kita equate one by one. Okay, x coordinates midpoint. Sorry, x coordinates. Ambil bahagian x coordinates dia. x1 plus 2. Divide by 2 and then we equate with 0. Okay. And then we equate with 0. We get x1 equal to negative 2. So, itu ialah midpoint for, that one is x coordinates untuk point P. Okay, y coordinates pula. Okay, you take the formula for y coordinates of midpoint. Ambil dia punya formula tu. Plus 0 equal to 2. Divide by 2 equal to 2. Okay. So, kita rearrange, jadikan make y1 as the subject. Okay, plus 0 equal to 4. So, y1 is equal to 4. So, kita dah dapat point dia. x1, y1. So, therefore, masukkan balik ke dalam bracket coordinates. Point P is negative 2, 4. Okay. So, that is how we calculate midpoint. Another point where the midpoint and given a point. Okay. Next question. Okay, point P is the midpoint of straight line KL. Given that the coordinates of K is negative 3, 12 and coordinates of P is P 2, 9, calculate the coordinates of L. Okay, let's say dia tak bagi awak gambar aja. Awak lukis je nak bagi nampak dia. Okay. So, kita ada KL. And then kita ada midpoint P. Okay. So, given that point K is negative 3, 12. And then the point P is 2, 9. So, dia nak tahu coordinates of L. So, sama juga tadi. Kita jadikan this one sebagai x1, y1. Okay, x1, y1. Okay, so kita masukkan dalam formula for x coordinates midpoint. Okay, this part is equal to 2. And then this one is equal to 9, y coordinates. Okay, so kita asingkan separately for x coordinates and y coordinates. Okay, method dia macam tadi lah. Okay, and then you rearrange, jadikan x2 sebagai subject, and then you get 7. And then you rearrange this equation, and then you get y2 is equal to 6. And then masukkan balik ke dalam bracket coordinates. So, the coordinates of L is 7, 6. Okay. So, that one is all about midpoint and distance of coordinates. Okay, so from this chapter, we do the self-reflection. So, untuk setiap ni, awak tengok part mana yang awak dah cover and part mana yang awak faham. So, bila you buat checklist ni, you tahu, oh, yang ni aku tak faham. So, aku kena tengok lebih lagi. Okay, for example, explain the meaning of distance between 2 points on the Cartesian plane. So, you kena tahu apa itu maksud dia. Distance antara 2 point on the Cartesian plane. And then derive the formula of distance between 2 points on Cartesian plane. Yang ni kita belajar tadi. Kita derive dia daripada formula, the Pythagoras theorem. Okay. Yang ketiga tadi, determine the distance between 2 points on the Cartesian plane. Yes, kita guna formula distance. And then we solve problem involving the distance between 2 points in Cartesian coordinate system. Okay. Next, we know how to explain the meaning of midpoint between 2 points on the Cartesian plane. Okay, and then you boleh tengok lah ada checklist ni, formula midpoint kita belajar tadi. And then kita determine coordinates of midpoint. And then kita solving problem involving midpoint. Okay.